Uh, so in today's session, we are going to talk about CSS. I will just share my screen with you. So in this session, I will tell you about the brief session about CSS and what is CSS, how we are going to use it in the HTML. So first of all, CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. So this is the full form of CSS. And using CSS, we can describe how HTML elements are going to be displayed on the screen. We can define the styles of web pages, including the design, layout, and everything, and even the variations displayed based on the different screen size. Hello. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Guys, you are able to see my screen, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. I'll just continue then. If there is no response, I think that am I not audible or anything? Just stop me if you have any
Ma'am,
doubts.
everyone is chat box, writing in chat box.
Everyone is?
Writing in chat box.
Okay, okay. Okay. I need to open my chat box. Okay. What about this is the simple CSS syntax which we're gonna follow. If you see here, this is the simple syntax for CSS. So here, if we observe carefully, we have mainly two blocks here. So one is selector block and the other is declaration one. And if you see here, we have mentioned that H1 here in the selector side, and this means like all the HTML elements can be used as selectors. So using this HTML elements as selectors, we can apply different CSS to that particular HTML. So here I'm using H1 as a selector. So this, whatever the styles we are going to apply inside this declaration block, this is going to be applied to this H1 selector one. So coming to declaration box, next if you see here, we have a property and assigned with a value, property and a value separated with a semicolon. These are the different CSS properties that we are applying to this header. So all of them are separated by semicolon. If we observe, each property has a value here, correct? So here we are applying color to my header, the H1 selector, and the color should be blue here. And I want to set the font size also here for this particular H1 selector, and the value should be like 12 pixel. And one more thing we need to keep in mind is all these property values which are separated with semicolons here and here should be kept inside the curly braces here. So this declaration block start with curly braces and ends with curly braces. All the properties values should go inside these two curly braces. So then only we call it as a proper valid CSS syntax here. So, is it clear, guys, till here? Did you get the syntax? You are able to understand the syntax which I have told you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for responding. So let us not wait for this. So how will we enter all this code in our HTML? Let us see on that. Here, I have created a simple HTML file. I will show it to you. 1 second. So as we have, 1 second guys, are you able to see my screen? Just let me know. I'm sharing my VS Code. So you are able to see, guys?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll remove the style which I have applied here. So this is a simple HTML code. Do you understand this or any other confusions in understanding this? A simple HTML file. Okay. So let us see how we will apply CSS styles in this. In order to CSS styles here itself to our HTML, we are going to put them inside our head tag. So which is not shown to the users here. So here we need to create a special tag called as style tag. We are gonna put all the CSS inside this style tag. And here we need to mention the type of the style tag also. This type of the style we are applying, whether it is a text or whatever it is, like the type of the style tag which you are using here. So, we have to select the type here and mention text. Text and close it here. And here I'm going to tell for H1. Here we have taken a H1 tag, correct? For this H1 tag, I wanted to apply the color and it should be in the blue color. And at the same time, I want to apply font size as well. So for this H1 type, we will enter a color for this. Here you will have so many options like which color you wanted to select, whether it is blue, whether it is aquamarine, whether it is brown. Immediately you'll find all the suggestions here. So if you take blue here, and we want to apply a font size also, correct? So font size we can make, we can apply it in pixel, we can apply it in percentages and everything. These measurements we'll see in our future sessions. So let us give it in a pixel format. Let us give it about 14 pixels here. And we are, I have already closed a tag here. I have started a tag, opening tag for H1 here, and I have closed a tag here. So I'm gonna save this file. And let us see an output of this here. So here you are able to see, guys, you are able to see that CSS has been applied to H1 tag here. Hello.
No, we cannot.
Ma'am,
Okay.
share your screen.
I'll share. Now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it's visible now.
Okay. So as of now, is it clear till here?
Yes.
Just I have taken a H1 tag here and I have applied CSS for this in the style type. That's it. It's a simple one. Don't get confused. So if you have any doubts here, just let me know. If you're not getting any code or anything here, just let me know. So hope you got it, and I'm continuing with the class next one. here the 14 pixel, the size is applied and the color is also applied here at the same time. So that's it. This is how we can add CSS to our HTML pages, and we can decide how we are going to display it in our HTML elements inside our web pages. So next we will see about this we will see about inline and external CSS now. So what is inline CSS and what is external CSS? We have already seen how we have to add a CSS in the inside the style tag and inside our head tag also. Here we have there are most commonly used methods in order to apply CSS changes. So one of them is inline CSS and external CSS. So this is how inline CSS will look like. For any given HTML element, we can add the style attribute and we can define property values. One second, guys, somebody has some doubt. We are not able to see the PPT screen. 1 second, I will show you. So here we have, guys, you are able to see my screen, PPT1?
Yeah.
Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
Thank you. Somebody please respond in audio as well. So Pratiksha, okay, how many types of selectors are there? See, selectors is like for whatever the tag or whatever the name we give here, that will be as a selector. So there is nothing called as types of selector. It is like for whatever the headings or whatever the video, audio, image or anything, if we take here, this is called as a selector. So whatever, it can be a name, it can be anything. It's just a type or an ID that we have to apply CSS over that particular ID. It's just an ID to identify that we are applying a color for this, for particular tags. Yes, exactly. Yes, it can be a class or it can be an ID. Just that, see, whatever see, if you think that there is an image can be a selector. We should give it a name or an ID, and then we have to add a styling for that. Got it? It's just to find. See, as of now here we have written it in index.html, but if you come to the real-time projects, that if you apply CSS here, that will be a lengthy program, correct? Writing a single page application in one particular index.html, that will become a lengthy program. So what we will do here is we will just render our elements or write a simple index.html, and whatever the styles are there, we will put it in our index.css. You're getting it, guys? So in order to remember that we are providing or we are selecting some selectors, or we wanted to apply some CSS styles, we will just mention or give it an ID to remember that, just to make our life easy for that matter. Is it clear, guys?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mukul, is it clear for you?
Yes, ma'am.
It's just we can keep it as a paragraph here. We can keep it as any other elements also here. I will just give it in the next session so that you'll be able to find out what exactly we work on, how exactly we will work on CSS stylings here. So this is just a simple programming, and going in further sessions, I will give you the extra information about it. So as of now, this is enough for our introduction, is what I feel. So going further, you will not have such doubts on that, because we will be able to create all CSS stylings, correct? So your answers will be cleared in our next session automatically, because when we style it, you'll get to know what I'm using there and what type of selectors I'm using there. Why should we use only such selectors and all? Clear, guys? So here we will continue with our where we are internal and external CSS. So let us see now how will we add and define the style attribute here, and inside this let me define a color for this. Now we will see it in a program now. And guys, if once I share a new screen, just let me know if you are able to see my VS Code when I'm coding. Then I'm entering a program. Just let me know if you are able to see the screens. So here we have applied only these particular values here. Inside the style attribute we have used. So this is called as inline CSS styles, inline. So for this, I will define a style attribute here, and inside this, let me define a color to this. You can see this is very simple actually. So I have a property here with a value. We will take this crimson color now. And here my paragraph is closed and I have saved. Let us see how this displays. You're able to see the screen, guys. Here we have this. We have done it with external, and we have applied this particular CSS in style attribute in head tag, and this we have applied it inline itself with the paragraph tag. We have applied it with the text. We have applied the CSS colors as well. So here, first of all, we have created a style attribute and we have mentioned the CSS colors here. And for this, we have mentioned here itself without creating any other tag or any other file. In this particular line only, we have mentioned it. So this is the reason we call it as inline CSS style. Is it okay, guys, or do you have any issues in understanding this inline
No
style?
issues.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Hello, ma'am. Hello.
Yes. Tell me.
Ma'am, my question is, if I write in a head itself, that's in a style attribute, and will apply color to paragraph, and then I will use inline also, then which type will give a preference?
So that will not make any sense by writing double and double. So let us see. What you are telling is we will write here as well and here as well, correct? So you mean to say here H1 and here piece paragraph tag, correct?
Yeah. Yes, right.
See, this is not being applied. Only inline styling is applied for this. So whatever you mentioned inline, that will have a priority for this.
Got
So yeah, this doesn't make any sense. Any other doubts, guys, or can I go ahead? So coming to our next one is external CSS here. External CSS is in this we can, instead of writing a CSS inside our HTML page, we can create a separate CSS file here and put all the CSS code, whatever its syntax it is, inside that CSS file. and we can link it using special HTML tag called as link type tag. So one second, guys. So here we have applied it in index.html, correct? So that there is one more type called external CSS that we will create another file using index.css or whatever you can name it as, style.css. Sometimes we use it in real project, theme.css to make the developer understand. So if you theme.css is the most used term for CSS stylings in real-time projects. And here the namings and all also, it's very important, guys. So where are we using the exact code? Where are we creating the styles? From a layman side, if you have given your code to somebody else, they should be able to understand your file. Okay, fine. This is for styling side, and this is for the main project for used for coding and all. Styles are applied here, and the functions are written in particular file. Is that clear? Why we will use two files here? Because in one particular file, it becomes lengthy. So all the styles we put together, and that is easy to define as if there is any issue, we will have to just check search with the selector and get the styles changed in a whatever pattern or a form we require. So far, is it understandable, guys? Can I go to external?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So now we will see here using a link type. How do we create another CSS file for this? I know, guys, you're already like it's a day ending for you, but still, please cooperate with me. Here I'll create index.css. here we have created index.css. We will insert the file here using the link type now. I will remove all these styles here. So let us see our output here. Also. So here the index file is linked. So now we will create a file here, create a style here. Style we will apply as color. You can use this color here. And
Excuse me, I am not able to see ma'am PPT.
no, I'm showing you the Visual Studio Code. Are you able to see?
No.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Sorry. Here, what I have done is, you are able to see now?
Yes.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
first we have created an inline styling here. Within the HTML tag, we have created a style here. We have applied here itself. So this is called as internal inline CSS styling. So here, what I have done is, before this, we have created a H1 selector here, correct? And we have applied some changes for my heading for this H1 particular tag. So I have removed that, and in that place, I have created a one more link called as style sheet index.css. We are going to apply this H1 changes in this particular file. We are creating a file with index.css here. These particular changes are going to apply on this H1 tag. Is it clear, guys? Just we are not applying it in inline. We are trying to create an external file and linking with this. So here I have just applied a color for this and a font size of 14 pixel. We have created this. I'll share you the output now. See, this is what we have applied here. I'll make it a little bit 40 pixel. Guys, are you able to see the changes here if we link it up to the external CSS file?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay. Is everything clear, or should I repeat it once again? Inline styling and external styling. Is it clear?
What
Thank
does that real attribute mean? Hello.
Yes, tell me.
Ma'am, my question is, you used in link tag rel attribute, right? So what does that mean?
Link related to the style sheet, that's it. Link related to the style sheet. We are mentioning this as a style sheet. Just somebody to understand what is this sheet about. If I don't mention anything here, how will they know that about what is it? Correct. So this is mentioned as a style sheet. Now we will be able to understand. Acha, ye style sheet hai. So style sheet we have named it as index here. Got it. It's just a style sheet mentioned. Just to understand.
So it is only for understanding our purpose. That's it.
Yes. It's just a style sheet mentioned here.
Okay, got it.
Thank you. So I'll share my PPT again. So this is the inline CSS. Ma'am, please once again explain external styling. Okay, one second. I will explain it. You are able to see my Visual Studio Code now? Guys,
Yes.
you are able to see my VS Code?
Yes.
So here what happened is, guys, please be patient. There are somebody who didn't understand external styling as well. For them, I'm explaining. So what we have done is previously we have done an inlining styling within that particular line or HTML tag. We have done it. So external styling, what it means is just we have created an external file here, and external file is linked with some styling over here. We name this convention as .css. This is .html extension. For styling, we use it as CSS. For JavaScript, we use it as .js. That is how the naming conventions are, and that is how the HTML will take it as. So here what it is, ये simple है. Like external styling, एक file से हम यहाँ render कर रहे हैं बस. We are creating that in an external file and rendering it in our index file. See, if you wanted to do you know about linking one file to another file? Last time I have showed like show welcome. When you click on the link, you will be able to that will be taken to your next file is what I told, correct? So in the same way, we are creating a file here, and जो भी changes है, we are putting it in the index.css. Just because, why do we use index CSS means in HTML file, अगर if we write a complete code, ये बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाएगा इसमें content. So what is there to search, that will be difficult for us. So that is the reason we will only render the program or render the links in this index.html, and जो भी है functions या पूरा we will link up through the another file, so that we will be able to understand styles पे कौन से में है and functions किस में है. We will be able to understand. Got it? Guys, is it clear external styling?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. I'll go to the PPT now. Let us check what's our next topic. Measurements in units in CSS. So whatever the styles we have mentioned, we have already seen here. Key, we are using some pixel here. So what and all measurements are there in CSS? We will just I'll just inform you on that. We'll look at it like pixel is there. Like how many types of measurements are there completely on that? So here, I have to share PPT again. So here, we have centimeter values. We can apply the CSS based on the centimeter values, or we can even apply the changes in inches also. We can apply it in pixels, and we can apply it in percentages. There are 4 measurements units. We can give the size or styling based on these measurement units. Guys, clear on these measurement units? These are just measurement units. Mostly we will use it in pixels or percentages. Thank you. So next, what are CSS selectors? Before this, I wanted to show you how does this measurement units works. So before that, I will share my VS Code for this. So for this, I wanted to show, I wanted to apply a 50% of style in one particular screen. If you think this is as a particular screen, I just wanted to apply from half of it. And height also as an height as an style, we will take it as, and I'll show you how that works. Here with this, we will apply some more background color. We'll use this and width. Width I will give it as 200 pixels here. So here I'm using pixel measurements. Even for font size, I have used pixel. Why we are using only pixel is the screens are measured in pixel size. So that is the reason we are using pixels here. Normally, how much pixel if you consider your TV, mobile or tab, we speak it under pixel, correct? So that is the reason we use it as pixels here. So let us see how this output, let us quickly check the output also. So see, for this, the background color has been applied. We'll just change some colors here. In aquamarine, I will put it as black. So this is how we can apply the background color for this. Guys, you are able to see my VS Code now? Here we have applied another two styles here. Background color I have applied and a width of 200 pixels I have applied here. So this is the output, we get it like this. The background color is applied and the font color is also being applied here. Suppose if I wanted to apply width for this H1 tag up to half of the screen. So in that case, what I can do is, I can say here 50% of the width can be applied here. Now let us see how this works. See, only 50% of the screen is been applied. Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we can see. Yes.
Okay, guys, if you find any difficulties in seeing my screen, please let me know. While coding, I'll tell that the color, font size or background, any color when I code it. But if you are unable to see my screen, please let me know. Or if you are unable to understand also, let me know. I will explain it clearly or once again. There is nothing wrong in asking once again. I'm here only to explain you and make you understand what exactly this is. Got it? So here I have applied the background color to it and the width of 50%. So we are what we are doing is we are trying to use only 50% of the screen. So here, are you able to see the green color? Only 50% of the screen has been applied here. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So let us do some changes in this as well. and let us see what it's gonna happen.
I can't see the result.
So this is about the measurements of units. We have used percentages here and pixels here. So this is about the measurement units. Now we will see about CSS selectors. In HTML elements, in order to apply any CSS, we use selectors for that to apply as a style for any HTML. So we have seen how HTML element names are in order to apply CSS for that particular HTML element, right? So, but there are many different ways to apply CSS apart from using their HTML elements. So let me show you how that been applied. So for this example, for CSS selectors example, so let me add some of headings here in this code. Let us say heading 1, heading 2, and heading 3 here. This is like heading 1, heading 2, and heading 3. And let me refresh and see now. And if you see the problem here, whatever CSS we have applied previously is applied to this also, all the H1 tags here, right? So, but what if we don't want to apply for all of them? We just only want one to be applied. So here using this HTML names, we cannot do that. So let me show how we can do that on applying the CSS for only one particular HTML tag. So for that, we need to use ID attribute here. So I will say ID is equals to special. I'm just giving the ID name. Special H1. Using this ID attribute value, I can apply CSS only for these particular H1 tag. ID has been applied and it has been closed. Okay. Here, what we will do is, in front of these ID names, we have to mention hashtags in order to know the CSS that we are applying only for that particular tag. So I'm just applying this to H1. Here, black. Let me put this as red color. Now let us see the output of this. So here, for only, guys, you're able to see my screen, correct? Okay, I have shared it.
Yes.
So for only particular H1 tag, we have applied the colors. Other two colors are in red itself, correct? So do you want me to explain or is it clear?
It's clear.
It's clear, okay. Pratiksha, are you able to understand? Is it clear from your side? Thank you, Pratiksha. So we have seen how we have to apply only based on the ID. We have seen how do we apply CSS for this. Here just we have created an ID and we have applied a CSS for this. So here, why we use particular ID in this? Why should we use? We can just mention a H1 and pick and make our style changes inside this H1, correct? So why do we use these kind of special tags? Means if we have going to projects, we will have many tags here. So in order to remember those tags, we will use some naming conventions like this. And this is a reusable code. We can use for anything. Anywhere if you apply a H1 tag again and again, we just need to mention only H1. Or if this is mentioned, that is enough. Like it can take up all the H1 tags and apply the color. एक बार करना नहीं पड़ेगा. If we give a particular ID to them and create a CSS file, that is the main reason why do we use special H1 tag here and create their own CSS stylings in index.css. So now we will see, we will apply more colors to this. How many ID can we declare within a single file? We can declare many files because in upgoing projects there will be so much of code, right? So for all those tags, if you use a H1 special tag in this, for all those content or all those H1 tags, you can use only just this. This will be your H1 tag. Whatever the special H1, if you use this particular ID for all the tags here, only this style is enough for you. Got it? We can use many IDs. We can use the same ID in order to style only one CSS. Only one CSS file. We can use this ID then and there at anywhere of your program. Or we can use this, we can use many IDs and many CSS here. एक को एक भी बना सकते और सबको एक ही नाम देकर एक ही बार styling कर सकते. So this is why we use special IDs here, the main reason of it. So sometimes we also use dot for this. This will see, this is like a class value. This considers as a class value. So let us see how does this display. We will apply the same class value for third heading as well. Now we need to tell my heading 3. We need to tell that CSS that based on this class value, we are applying the style for this heading 3 also. So instead of using hash here, we need to use dot here if you have many changes. So let us see the output of it. See, this has been applied. Can you see the output?
Yes, ma'am.
We have closed here. Now we will just go to our next topic. So here we have seen about CSS selectors, correct? So now we are going to see about combination of selectors here. Here, combination selectors are like we use it in order to apply CSS there. For that, we will go into the VS Code again. I will show you the screen of VS Code. For this, we have a H1 and a paragraph tag here, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create here one division tag and move a couple of headings inside this div tag. One H1 tag here outside and two H1 inside we will put here. One H1 here and another H1. So in this H1, we will keep it as my heading. Special H1.
Codes.
Okay, no, I have entered another this here. Okay, opening tag and a closing tag. There.
Double quotes after special H1.
Yeah. So I want to consider apply CSS to all the HTML H1 tags which are inside this div tags. Let me show you how to apply it on the div tags. So here, in order to apply CSS to all these H1 tags inside my div tag, first of all, I need to select div and I should say what is the HTML element that I wanted to apply CSS for. So here I want to apply it for H1 tag, which is present in the div tag. So I'm using this combination of division and H1 tag to apply CSS. Here I will say whatever H1 tag I have inside my div tag, all of them should be applied with font size of 14 pixels. So now if I refresh, we can see these two headings are applied with 14 pixels here. Let us see the output of this. And let it be the background color. And let's see how that works. We'll remove the color also here. This is also not required. Background color is okay. Weight is 50% we have given, and font size is 14%. So let us save this file and check out the output quickly. So see here, whatever I have applied it for div tag, it's been displayed here. Correct. Are you getting it, guys? I have applied it only for the div tag here, div h1 with size of 14 pixels. So let us see how that it displays the div tag. This is what it displays. For my heading 3, only for div tag, I have applied CSS colors. Is that clear, guys? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Chalo then. Next, we will move to And one more thing I wanted to tell here is, even though I have not applied any h1 tag for this particular, for this I have not applied anything, but for this combination of div and h1, this also has been applied. I will create it now. One more div inside my div again. We will create another div in this. We will create one more div tag.
Screen.
One more div tag I'm using here.
Share your Visual Studio screen.
Okay. Here I'm creating one more div tag inside this div tag. This is a parent tag and this is a child tag, which are seen here. This is the div tag I have used here. I have created as a child tag. This div tag. So here I will use the same one here inside the child tag. So here one opening tag and a closing tag. This is opening tag and closing, two divs we have to put. Let us have some tag called as parent and child, because we need to differentiate here which is a parent tag and which is a child tag, correct? When we see the output, we should know like which is a parent tag and which is child tag. So for that, I will mention my heading to h1 here. I can use div class name here. I can give this as parent div here, so that we will be able to know which is a parent and which is a child. This is going to be a child div here. Parent div is given and child div is given. So inside this parent div, we will apply CSS for this parent tag. Let us go to our CSS and we will see here. H1 tags here. We need to apply inside the parent div. Opening braces and close. Which style we will apply for this? We can apply font size. What is it? This I'm going to remove. Now let us see the output of this, how this is being applied. So this is the output we have got it here for the parent child. Did I save this?
Screen is not visible, ma'am.
Visual Studio Code, is it?
Yeah.
Are you clear here? Until this, we have created one parent div and a child div. Is it clear until here? I'll just show you the output. Once again. Class p style tag is crimson. Use this. Hello. The parent and heading is number 2 H1. Div class child div is correct here, and H1 class I have taken here. H1 to H2. So let us see. We have applied the font and everything for parent div here. So I'll share you this output screen. So here, for parent tag, it has been applied. So this CSS will be applied for all the H1 tags inside this div tag. So that is the reason it is being displayed like that. So if you consider that this we don't need to apply for child div, we wanted to apply only for the parent div. We just only wanted to apply CSS for this particular. We don't want to apply it for children tag or a grandchildren tag. Let us see how does we apply that as well. So with this, if you wanted to apply for your child tag, we can use an arrow separated with H1 tag here. So this notes that we are going to apply only for the child tag, first child, not for the grandchilds on this here. So here we will see how this style has been applied. If we mention that particular, see here it is applied for this child, only for the immediate children tag. Anything else I wanted to cover? So child tag and parent tag is done. So let us see what is our next topic here. I wanted to cover. So far, guys, are you clear about CSS selectors and combination selectors?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear, or you want me to explain, or any other confusions you are facing in this? Okay, thank you. So can I continue to our next topic? CSS with colors. Okay. Thanks, guys. Really, at 11:30, you have a lot of patience. So next one, I will cover here about attribute selectors. So along with these two selectors, we have another also. With using attribute selectors, we will find some styles here. Let us see like how we will style using attribute selectors. For this example here, we have created a simple HTML page with to input HTML. I will create it now. I will just remove because it's like too messy here. We will just remove the body and write it again. You may have the confusion if we show it only for the same program. So here, what we will do is we will write input type as I'm just inputting the text type here. So I will use it as text in quotes. And name I wanted to use as we will take username and a placeholder. Guys, I will explain about the placeholder again. For now, I'm just writing it. Once the output comes, you will get to know what is placeholder and why we have used it. So placeholder, we have to put it as user name. Here, input type is equals to text. And name here, what we will input is, username we have given, we will use it for password for this. So we will also have a placeholder for password. Password here. And I haven't closed something here. And it's been closed. So it's just as simple. I have created username and a password. So we will remove all the CSS here from the CSS code, and we will see how this input look like for a simple HTML. See, this is username and this is password. So the box which we are getting and something is displaying here inside this one minute, guys. This might be okay. So here there is a username box and a password box, correct? And inside that, without typing anything, you are able to see some username and a password already been displaying here, correct? This box is called as placeholder box, and whatever the content we are mentioning here inside inside this box, username on the password, we put it under placeholder. So this is the placeholder. In placeholder, in this placeholder is nothing but a box, but in that box, what we wanted to display is username and password. For some unknown people, if somebody is new for your application or your for your login page, how will they get to know that you should enter a username here and you have enter a password here? Correct. So for that sake, we will enter a box with username and password. So some login pages you find it, correct? Username and password. Guys, you are able to understand what I'm telling?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you have any questions?
No.
No.
Okay. Sometimes if you are silent, I get scared. So this is the reason we use it a placeholder, and inside the placeholder, we will input some text here. So let us go back to our code. And let us apply some CSS for this. Here, I'll use input HTML name as a selector, and I will say background I need is sea green will check. We'll save this And if, how does this look? See, both are turned into green color. You're able to understand, guys? Got it? The color displayed here in the sea green. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. But if you have any doubts, please tell me then and there. I'll be able to clear your doubts. Please let me know if you have any doubts or if you wanted me to repeat any concept. I will be there here. So here we have created a simple HTML like a username and a password. Like a login page we have created, and for this, for input type, we have created a styling for this background with sea green. That's it. So let us make some other changes and check. If I wanted to apply CSS only for the text box and not for the password box, let's see in that case what we can do for that. So we can use this attribute and its value here. We can use this as a selector. So for that, there are two texts, correct? So I can keep one as password here. So here, by using this text, we can apply only for the username, not for the password here. So we will check here. We will apply only for this particular text. We will apply stylings only for that text. So for that, guys, and one more thing, this is easy to copy this. You have to copy, that makes, that will reduce your errors if you are doing any stylings on that. So let me copy this. So let's see output for this. See, only for this, it has been selected, correct? This is how we will select one particular username or password to apply the CSS changes here. So any doubts you have here with username and password?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So it's 11:40. Can we wind up the class?